In this video, I wanted to talk about the inflation and the housing market. What's going on? Inflation, it's here, it's real, it's 6.8%, and we see it everywhere from groceries, car rentals, gas station, you name it, it's here. So how does that affect the housing market? And what should you do if you're in the market to buy a house or if you're a current homeowner? If that's something you're interested in learning more about, please keep on watching. I'll share my thoughts and some good information. Let's do this. That everywhere we go, the prices have gone up, right? Everything, literally everything. New cars are up 11%, furniture is up 11%, transportation is up 21%, hotels 22%, used cars 31%, over 31%, and rental cars 37%. And then, of course, gasoline is up over 58%. Everyone, we're watching the news, they're telling us that the world is falling apart, it's horrible. But I wanted to take a moment and take a step back, make this video for you guys. So if you're in the market to buy a house, or if you're a current homeowner, let's take a step and look at all this from a different perspective, okay? Even though the prices are going up on everything, the real estate market is really strong. A couple of things I wanted to address. The inflation historically over 72 years has been 4.2%, right? So that's historically how much we've seen inflation over the years, and add another 2% in taxes. So if you had any financial investments, you would need to make more than 6% per year just to break even. But inflation is basically buying less for the same amount of money, right? So as everything increases in the price, the groceries, everything basically, you're able to your purchasing power is smaller, right? So even though the wages are going up, you're not really seeing it because the speed that the wages are going up are still less than what the inflation is right now. So it's basically eating into your additional income. And the CPI report is telling us that the inflation right now is 6.8%. Personally, I think it's a little bit higher. I think it's a little flawed because one of the things that they look at where they get the data is they ask current homeowners how much do they think they can rent their house for, right? So they don't know. I mean, if somebody bought a house a couple of years ago, let's say their mortgage payment is $1,400. If they asked them, hey, how much do you think you can rent the house for? They could probably say maybe 1,600. They don't know. And when the reality is maybe they can rent it for 2,000 or 2,200, they just don't know. And unless you're in the market and you see the appreciation that's happening, and that's something I want to jump into next as well. So I think it's a little bit higher right now. But when it comes to appreciation, real estate is in a really, really good spot. The last time we saw the inflation this high was in late 70s, early 80s under Carter, and the inflation was between 10 to 15% for over a decade. So for over 10 years, the inflation was 10 to 15%. That was insane. Not everybody remembers, of course. If you're a little older, you do. But if you talk to anyone, they remember. And the mortgage interest rates were at between 10%, and then within 36 months they went up to 17% interest rate. Can you imagine a 17% interest rate on your mortgage? So again, take a step back. Let's look at everything from a different perspective. It's not as bad. Prices are going up, but the real estate side is doing fantastic. It's expected that the government will start buying less mortgage-backed securities in 2022. It's also expected that they will bump up the interest rates at least 3 more times in 2022. So the rates will go up. They're historically low right now. And when it comes to inflation and real estate, this would be a perfect time to buy a house because you can buy debt for less, right? So if you were to get a 30-year mortgage on a purchase, as inflation continues, you're still having the same mortgage payment, right? And rent will go up if somebody is renting. The rental is going up and your mortgage payment is still the same. So it only makes sense to buy a property, lock it in for 30 years, and then over a long period of time, just basically take advantage of it that your payment is locked in. So what's going on with the housing and property values? There's great appreciation for those that purchased a home. The average in the country right now, appreciation for homeowners that purchased a house within the last year, they saw an appreciation in value of about $57,000. Okay, so as the inflation is here, it's hurting us everywhere we go, but the property value increased by 57,000 average nationally in the last 12 months. If we look at 2 years back, in the last 2 years, the property values rose on average of 33%. Okay, so Just think about that for a second. So if somebody purchased a house 2 years ago, in the last 2 years, their home went up in value 33%. That means that if somebody bought a house, let's say for 300,000, then their house went up, almost $100,000 right now. That's insane. So we're talking about a 2-year appreciation of almost 100 grand. And that's why I'm saying is that I think real estate, the housing market, is the only winner in this situation right now. So take a step back. If you're in the market to buy a house right now, it's hard. It's multiple offers still everywhere, right? Because there's not that many houses available right now. But if you can buy the right house, it is a great time to buy, because if you get the debt at a lower interest rate right now, it's going to have substantial savings for you long term. Okay, so think about it again. 33 appreciation value, and the national average was 4 or 5%, and we're seeing 33. Now, will that continue going forward? Probably not. It will slow down. So if we have 18, 20% in the last 12 months, it's expected that in 2022, it might slow down. Home value appreciation might slow down to about 7 or 8%, but you're still gaining a lot in equity. So if you can buy a house, buy it now. And of course, if you're in Texas, I'm a senior loan officer here with Cherry Creek Mortgage in the Woodlands, and I would love an opportunity to help you and serve you and your family. So if you need help with the purchase, or if you have any other questions, you can always call me or text me on my cell phone, 832-492-3786. Hope you like this video. Make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe button and notification button so you don't miss any future videos that I'll be posting like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.